Hi everyone. As part of this problem, we have input data set profits.csv. This data set has three columns: year, month, and total profit. So if we see the sample data, it looks like this. So it has the profit year, the profit month, and the amount of profit that was made. Now, as part of the output, we need to format this total profit column in such a way that there are commas present in appropriate places and it has the rupee symbol at the start and it should have precision of two places. So this is what we are looking for. And also, as we see, this file is not having header. So we need to add appropriate header. So let's see how we can work on this problem. So let's get started. And as a first step, load this CSV file profits.csv into the data frame. So what we will do is we will create the input data frame and we will use the Spark Read API to read this data. The format of this file is CSV. So we will specify that. And first of all, we will specify the path as to where this file is located. So let's add the path for this file profits.csv. So now we will add this path. Another thing is we want the schema to be inferred so that Spark will read some sample records and determine the data type of each of the columns. So for that we will specify infer schema option and we will set it to true so that Spark itself determines the data type. And let's load this data set. Note that this file is not having header and we have not specified the column names as well. So let's run and see how the column names are allocated. So we will run this now after loading the data set. As we see, there are default column names assigned, that is underscore C0, underscore C1 and underscore C2. And this is not giving a good picture. Ideally, we should have good descriptive names for the columns. So let's go ahead and do that. So we will just copy these column names that are required, that is year, month and total profit, and utilize it. So what we will do is we will use the 2df to specify the column names. So there are three column names. So let's specify each of them. And this way we have provided the column names to a file which is not having the column names specified in the first row. So let's run this again and see the output. So now the column names are given properly. And as we see, we have loaded the data correctly. And now we will work on the problem of formatting this total profit column. So to format this, we will use some Spark SQL functions. And in order to do that, we have to add the appropriate import statement. So as a first step, let's do that. So let's add that org SQL functions. And let's run this. So now we will start working on the input data frame. So what we will do is we will add a new column using this with column function. And we will call this column as formatted profit. Now what we will do is we will use one of the Spark SQL functions, that is format number. And to this, we will pass the column, that is total profit. And this function requires two arguments. The second argument is the decimal precisions, that is after decimal, how many digits are required. So we will mention 2 as we require 2 decimal places. So we have now used, and this function will take care of the commas that are present in the amount. So let's run and see the output. Okay, so we have got the amount rightly formatted with the commas at appropriate places, and it is having the precision of 2 decimals. Now what is pending is adding the rupees symbol at the start. So what we will do is we will copy that rupees symbol first of all, and we will use the concat Spark SQL function to add this rupees symbol. So we will use this as the first argument to concat function, and second argument will be the format number. So let's run and see the output. So now as we see, the profit column has been properly formatted. If there is a requirement that we don't need the previous column, we can use the drop function to drop this column. But for now, this is our final output. So we will just go and do a walkthrough of what we have done to achieve the solution. So first of all, we have loaded the input data set profits.csv. We have used infer schema as true so that Spark will determine the data type of each of the columns by reading some of the sample records. And since this data set was not having a header, we have explicitly specified the column names. After that, we have loaded and seen the data, and this is the data that was loaded. And then we went ahead and worked on the problem. We used the format number to get the amount properly formatted with commas added, and we have specified the decimal precision of 2 digits. Then in order to add the rupee symbol, we have used the concat function, and we have specified the rupee symbol as the first argument, and second argument is the formatted amount. So this way we have solved the problem. So we will add this dataset content as part of the video description. Please use it for your practice. If you found the video useful, please like it. If you have not yet subscribed the
comment,
channel,
and
please subscribe
subscribe.
and please share the video in your circle so that more people can benefit. Thank you.